At this time, I would like to turn today's program over to Darren Cunningham with Informatica Cloud. Darren, you may now begin.
Hello everybody, today's webinar. Today we're going to be diving into all aspects of Microsoft Dynamics integration. Here with my colleague Ashwin Viswanath, who's going to be taking us through an interactive demonstration of Informatica Cloud. But we thought we'd start, we just came off of an exciting time in New Orleans where we were at the Convergence show, and to talk a bit about that. I wanted to take you through some of the most common scenarios we see for Microsoft Dynamics integration. Some of these scenarios are equally relevant for other CRM systems, say integrating Salesforce with back office apps like Microsoft Dynamics AX, for example. And then go into a demonstration, as I mentioned, of Informatica Cloud in action. So let's dive right in. So Convergence was an interesting, very busy show. You see a lot of different kinds of people who attended the conference representing both interest in CRM, ERP, and with Microsoft having so many different flavors of ERP, very interesting conversations. The kind of questions we got from people who have planes different than AX and different than other flavors of ERP, as well as CRM. But energy, a lot of excitement, and we were really happy to see the level of interest in overall in the need to integrate these systems with the rest of the enterprise. Also became increasingly relevant as Microsoft made more and more announcements as a company about cloud computing. This is no secret to those of you who have been following Microsoft for some time. Microsoft has been making pretty aggressive moves to the cloud, which is a big shift for a traditionally on-premise desktop-oriented company. So some pretty aggressive statements. And what we at Informatica see is just increasing need for integration as you only enter into this era of hybrid IT. As you've got enterprise needing to integrate their legacy on-premise systems with the new cloud-based systems and ensure that you're not ending up with disconnected silos of data in your organization. We've certainly seen that in other ecosystems. We've talked to a lot of Salesforce.com customers, for example, and work with them very regularly about the benefits of integration, and that also moves into areas of data management. So in Informatica, we've really started with the data integration layer. That's our core competency as a company. The company's been in business for about 15 years, well, actually over almost 20 years now. We've been publicly traded for almost 15, and we're number one vendor in the data integration space. Over this, we've expanded our portfolio into data quality, so cleansing, enriching, and augmenting data, and then master data management, so both to develop data governance, policies, higher management, and as you can see on the right-hand side, we've been recognized by Gartner in each of these categories as a leader. So we're all about data. We're all about helping you maximize the potential of your data, potential of your information. Specifically in the area of cloud integration, Informatica, back in 2005, we started focusing on what at that time was referred to as on-demand or simply software as a service. And we built a specific set of cloud-based services for integration. And we're proud of the fact that we've been recognized here again in terms of customer success, a very broad set of customers that are running our cloud integration service. We're processing over 2 billion transactions a day on many days, and you can visit trust.informaticacloud.com and get a sense of that data volume. We've been recognized in the Salesforce channel as the #1 data integration partner 5 years in a row, and we have very broad connectivity to different systems. So that's about Informatica. But let's go through some specific use cases for Microsoft Dynamics customers. That's what we want to focus on today. I've been working on kind of summarizing this. A lot of the questions we got at the show and just what we hear generally from Microsoft customers. There's 3 groupings of use cases. The first is really the primary use case that we've been focusing on in Informatica, which is application integration. And you in Ashwin's demonstration today, how he will show you a way to automate the synchronization between your CRM system and your ERP system, so front office, back office integration. The second is something that we get a lot of requests for, and it's what Informatica is historically known for, which is data warehousing and analytics. Getting out of these systems into an environment that is more optimized for reporting and analysis across multiple data sources. And then finally is an interesting, newer model that we're starting to see develop, which is two-tier ERP. And we'll go through all these briefly and then dive into the demonstration. Let's talk about application integration challenges. Disconnected front office and back office. So this is something you're actually going to show in your demonstration. So why don't you kind of take us through what you see here as kind of the key challenges around application integration?
Sure. So what we really are finding from a lot of Microsoft Dynamics customers is they want to have not only an ERP system like Dynamics AX or Dynamics GP, but they want a CRM system such as Salesforce or Dynamics CRM. And what we're finding is that integration is a problem when they want to have a seamless process from their CRM system into their ERP system. So as a result, they're not able to fulfill their orders in real time. So any opportunities that close within the CRM system are not able to flow automatically into the back office ERP system for fulfillment. They're not able to get a single view of all their customers if they want to upsell. They're not able to get access to the right prices to quote to their customers, and they're also not able to accelerate their cash flows as a result on a monthly basis.
You've got sales reps that are really living and breathing, or told to be living and breathing in the CRM environment, but that CRM environment actually doesn't provide them with a lot of the data they need to do their job. Some of the use cases or the scenarios, we see about 4. There's others, but why don't you kind of take us through the different ways these objects can flow back and forth between these systems?
So an ERP system is typically known as your system of record. It contains your customer master, your product master, all order history for your customers over the years, and as a result, it's very important to have a seamless opportunity to order process. So the key objects you want to synchronize between your ERP and your CRM systems are your customers, your products, your accounts, contacts, as well as your orders.
Great. And this is all back to that the ultimate benefit for the user of the CRM system. And one of the key benefits that we've seen when you do have these synchronized really tightly is great adoption and ROI on your CRM investment. And we work with Salesforce.com customers regularly to help them integrate with the back office systems, whether it's Microsoft Dynamics, flavors of that, or SAP or Oracle, or simply database. And increasingly we're working with Microsoft Dynamics CRM online customers, as well as other flavors of CRM, and even Oracle CRM on demand. So Informatica is all about being that neutral layer between these systems that helps them communicate more effectively. So the next use case is probably something that you're familiar with, especially if you're someone who has followed Informatica for some time, which is business intelligence. A typical kind of of a business intelligence architecture. You've got your different data sources, whether they're applications or other databases in your business. You create an ETL, extraction, transformation, and load environment to get into a staging, ready for staging and preparation to build it into cubes, and then to make reports and dashboards available to your users. Not only we know with the move to data, to Hadoop, there forms of data, this kind of traditional BI stack is changing. Informatica is doing many things in that area as well. But the key point we wanted to highlight is that inefficient ETL procedures with your data can really delay everything downstream. So it's critical to get this right. And when it comes to Microsoft customers, when we were talking to you at the Convergence conference in New Orleans, when there was the CRM Dynamics folks, use case was around sales forecasting. Right? I need to get this data out of the CRM system into a database, whether it's Microsoft or database or Oracle or some other database data warehousing environment for my BI tools. On the Dynamics AX side, we saw a lot of need for demand planning, Again, getting it out of that one transactional system into another environment ready for cross-data source analysis or multi-data source analysis. And then finally, financial modeling from the Dynamics GP folks. Now, many apps have some bolted-in or built-in basic reporting features or functions. Again, those are going to be single source, pretty flat reporting. So if you were to really take advantage of your existing BI tools or create a broader business intelligence environment, you're really going to need to create a data layer that can help you access all these different sources. And you really want to be able to automate that in a timely fashion. Because what we found is when you don't, your results are going to be an increase in time, cost, and ultimately incorrect data. So we talk to a lot of folks all the time who come to us and say, look, we built some scripts, we wrote some code, it solved a quick problem, but it was brittle, we couldn't maintain it, it was difficult to upgrade, and now we need more of a tools-based approach to this layer of our stack. Too many manual repeated procedures, and then ultimately people don't trust the data. So these are some of the common use cases we see for Informatica Cloud and Informatica in general for better business intelligence for Microsoft applications. So then we wanted to take you through, before we give you a demonstration of Informatica Cloud, is two-tier ERP. And this is interesting. We're seeing this from other ERP vendors, sort of the newer flavors of ERP out there. They're essentially saying, look, you don't purchase more SAP or more Oracle e-Business Suite. Those are big, heavy, monolithic systems, but you have them in place. And the chances of you moving off of them anytime soon are slim to none. Instead, why not implement this lighter weight, more flexible, agile ERP system out in the divisions and in the business units, and connect back to the mothership, right? Connect back to your master data that's going to be in the SAP or the Oracle system. And you've done a lot of work around two-tier ERP. Anything to kind of illustrate this, or any examples you want to highlight?
Sure. So what we've been seeing in a lot of these two-tier ERP integration scenarios is when you have departments of subsidiaries that are growing at a really fast rate, they need to have an ERP system up and running really quickly. They can't wait for 7 months or years for a new ERP system to come up. So what they're going to do is they want to make sure that they have some key information from the mothership down into that system for transactional processing. So for instance, all the customer master information, all the product master information, all the materials. And then they make sure that on a periodic basis, every quarter or so, they're able to summarize all the orders that they have been able to achieve within the subsidiaries and upload them into the main corporate ERP system for financial reporting purposes.
So that could be Microsoft Dynamics AX out there. We're seeing Microsoft do a push in this area, but we've also seen this from other ERP systems. Newer cloud-based ERP systems are really taking this two-tier ERP approach. Critical for Informatica is to be able to provide broad connectivity to both the what's on the left, the new ERP system, as well as what's on the right, which is traditional legacy SAP or Oracle or other JD Edwards, PeopleSoft. So we have that breadth of connectivity. It's been a key focus and differentiation for Informatica. So Ashwin put together this slide which kind of goes through a few different examples. So as he kind of outlined, the first you would do a bulk upload of customer product materials data from Oracle, EBS, or SAP to Dynamics AX. And this is a one-way push. And the next is more of an incremental update of your customer product materials and map data from Oracle or SAP to Dynamics AX. And then more of an incremental update of customer data in Oracle or SAP from NetSuite or AX or newly acquired customers and subsidiaries. And then a periodic order summary from all your subsidiaries with AX or NetSuite to Oracle, EBS, or SAP for financial reporting. That's the flow of a two-tier ERP that we've seen, and we worked with a number of customers on implementing. So let's switch gears a little bit and dive into Informatica Cloud and show you what this all looks like. So first of all, Informatica, as I said earlier, has been investing in cloud-based approaches to integration now since 2005, 2006. And our focus has been to build out cloud and on-premise connectivity, to integration as a service solutions, and really broaden out to be a cloud integration platform. And you can see this chart actually shows the volumes, the number of transactions we're running per month through our cloud integration service. And if you want to get a sense of that for yourself, as I mentioned, you can visit trust.informaticacloud.com. And you can see a quote from our CEO, Sohaib Abbasi, who said, "Shift to cloud computing is driving the next wave of data fragmentation across enterprise boundaries." So that's just a little bit on Informatica Cloud. You can see our website there. So the architecture is really something we spend quite a bit of time with people on, because they're familiar with what Informatica does on-premise, but they're familiar with our cloud-based approach. So it's interesting. What we've done is you can go out today, as you're listening to or watching this webinar, you can go and visit informaticacloud.com and sign up for a trial. And once you register, you get in an org of Informatica Cloud, and you're in the demonstration. You're then asked to set up your secure agent, which is really going to be doing the heavy lifting. And that secure agent is then going to connect to your sources and deliver a bidirectional integration. So up here on the right is it's where you're doing the design. What Ashwin's going to be showing you is all based on the web interface, which is sitting on top of a cloud-based multi-tenant, repository. Once Ashwin sets up tasks and runs it, it sends instructions down to the secure agent, which executes that task, and then data moves bidirectionally to and from the source and the target. So your data, very importantly, does not sit in our cloud. You don't have to move all your data into Informatica's cloud environment. We're doing the processing and really all the in the cloud, and the integration is going to be happening through the secure agent. A quick architecture overview. Let's now switch into, and you can see here, point-click innovation, rapid deployment, and one unified platform. And the reason I highlight unified platform is that this secure agent is really based on the same runtime engine as Informatica's market-leading integration technology. So you can literally build mappings with our on-premise product, you may know Power Center, for example, and run them in the cloud, and vice versa. So full interoperability with our core platform. Let's dive into, I'm going to just give the ball over to you, Ashwin, and you take us through a demonstration of what this looks like.
Darren? So what I'm going to do is essentially run you through a quick demo of Informatica Cloud. What I'm going to show you is an opportunity to order process that we talked about earlier. So let's say you're a new customer to Dynamics CRM Online, and you've had Dynamics AX as an example for years, and you want to make sure that all your opportunities within Dynamics CRM Online flow into Dynamics AX in an automated fashion. So here we have our Dynamics CRM Online instance, and we have a list of opportunities here. Opportunities are going to close and going to go into Dynamics AX. Here is my Dynamics AX instance and sales table object. Right now, as you can see, those opportunities in Dynamics CRM Online have not yet made it over into Dynamics AX. So how does this happen? Well, let me Informatica Cloud. So once you log into Informatica Cloud, and as Dan mentioned earlier, it's a completely multi-tenant cloud integration service. So you would simply go to informaticacloud.com and log there. You're presented with an interface that looks very, very similar to what you see over here. What I'm going to take you through is the opportunity to order integration process. The first thing you would do is you need to define your task and give it a very easy to remember name. So hence CRM opportunity to AX. order. You also have to make sure that you define your operation. Do you want to insert rows into the target application? Do you want to just update it? Do you want to update and insert, or do you want to delete? That's able to now select your source application. And your source application is a data application that you want to move data from. In this case, we're moving data from CRM Online. If you were going to do this for the very first time, you would have to create a new connection. To new, you give this a remember name, in this case, CRM Online, and from your drop-down, you're able to select all your application choices. You can see Salesforce here, you can see Oracle, you can see Dynamics CRM, Dynamics EX. So you really choose the kind of application that you want. So after that, it's time to select the respective object within the source application. So as I mentioned earlier, what we have here is the opportunities object. We want all these opportunities to go into Dynamics AX. As a result, we are going to select our source object and opportunity. If you wanted to select something else, for instance, you can easily do so. As you can see, we have complete native connectivity to every single object within Dynamics CRM Online. So there's no need to do any custom coding over and over again. If you wanted to do addition processes for anything else, you can easily select the respective object that you wanted. Since you selected the source, it's now time to select your target object. And that's where we want opportunities to obviously flow into Dynamics AX. So I have AX selected as my connection. And as my target object, it's going to be into the sales table. So once again, just like Dynamics AX, just like Dynamics CRM Online, we have native connectivity to all 2,400 objects within Dynamics AX. So you can see those objects in the drop-down list. So there's no need again to do any sort of custom scripting over and over again for your integration processes.
And similar talking about, you can see other ERP systems here as a target as well.
Yeah, if you had Dynamics GP, you could go ahead and select that. If you had Dynamics Nav, you can go select that as well. And a whole bunch of different CRM systems, such as Salesforce and Oracle CRM On Demand, as well as other marketing automation systems as well. So you've gone ahead and selected your target. Now, it's time to filter out any data that you want or you don't want. This is where, for instance, you select the appropriate object opportunities from CRM, and you can put any sort of filter condition on the fields contained within that object. One here is we've done so status code equal to 3, so which is basically trying to make sure that we only want closed opportunities to flow into the Dynamics AX system for processing and fulfillment. So once we're done with any sort of data filtering, this is a really cool part of the demo, is the drag-drop methodology between the various fields. So for instance, on the left, I see opportunity in Dynamics CRM Online, and I see all the fields that are related to object. On the target side, the sales table as my object. See all the related fields underneath that particular table. So all I have to do is basically drag and drop from the source to the target. Once I do that, it's up there. If I wanted any sort of complex expressions, I can do that as well. And as you can see, all of this is in a really easy to use interface. No need for complex scripting to take place. And step is scheduling. So just do this on a one-time basis, which is what I'm doing in this particular integration task. I would just say do not run this task on a schedule. But I wanted to do this on a repeated basis, 5 minutes or an hour or every night. I would run this task on a schedule, and I would go ahead and select the scheduling parameters that I wanted. And once the task is done, I would obviously click Save, since I've already task. Then go, and I would have to run it. So go ahead and run it. It's going to take a couple of seconds to execute in the background. And once executed, you can actually see the status of the jobs. You can see whether it's executed successfully, whether there were any warnings, any failures. The other part about Informatica Cloud is you get a lot of administration and monitoring features that tell you this of your integration task.
So essentially, your design is on the web, getting provisioned a secure org that you can manage for you and your business. You can set permissions, and we might show you some of those permissions as well. You're running it, it's sending the instructions down to that secure agent. Agents then doing the data movement between the source and the target. Looks like this one ran.
Yep. So this one just finished processing, and 6 opportunities were moved over into AX. So let's go into AX and close and open it again. So there, you see all the opportunities that were closed within Dynamics CRM Online have now moved into AX for processing.
Awesome. So essentially, in this opportunity to order process, which is a very common CRM to ERP process we work with customers on, once your reps get to move an opportunity to a certain stage close 1, boom, it fires off that order information into the ERP. And you can also, and that's a one-way thing, but you also have others that might push the other way or just have a bidirectional flow. So if an order comes into the ERP system, it will automatically reflect in the CRM.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we call this point-click connect integration. Really tried to simplify the process. We know that integration is hard. We're doing a lot of heavy lifting behind the scenes. We wanted to try to simplify the end-user experience as much as possible. And really make this available to more and more companies of all sizes to address some of these common use cases. So let's go to the presentation. Thanks for that demonstration, Ashwin. That was great. We'll just walk through a few next steps here and get you, some further information about Informatica Cloud. So you can just make me the presenter, or if you can just push it up to me. Okay, there it is. There we go. Thank you. So about our use cases, and it might be a good idea just to do a quick review of those before we wrap up. So if I go to these cases here for cloud integration, and what we see very commonly with Informatica Cloud is really these three, right? So Ashwin talked about application integration, the front office to back office challenge. We talked about the data warehousing analytics use case. We introduced the 2-tier ERP model. Again, we're seeing larger organizations move towards who want to really introduce more of an agile, flexible CRM system that connects back to their existing legacy ERP, whether it's SAP, Oracle, CRM, or Oracle ERP, or something else. So you watching this today, there's really 3 next steps that we recommend you do. Is first of all, you visit informaticacloud.com, and you can go to our Dynamics page and learn more about the different integrations we have for the various Dynamics applications, or you can just go and sign up right away for a free trial. So in that 30 days, once you log in, go to Connectors tab under Administration and choose Dynamics and really, get started. So that's the opportunity here. You don't have to wait to integrate. You can literally go and in minutes get going and try this out, connect a couple of systems, and provide feedback, and we'll work with you on how to turn this into a production implementation. So that's the next step, is to take a trial. And we had a lot of questions come in, so what we're going to do is probably just end it there on the Q&A side. If you do have some questions, we've been recommending you use the chat panel throughout. We do have a couple of questions here. A couple are now starting to come in. So if you want to ask your questions, we can stay on and do that. Looks like Matt's got some questions. The questions through the chat panel. So the question is about ESB functionality. You want to take one, Ashwin?
Sure. So Informatica Cloud, the premise of it really is to abstract away all the complexity that's contained within integration. So when it comes to integration, we found that ESB architectures are quite useful for very, very complex integration architectures. When it comes to supporting integration between a few objects, cloud integration really is the way to go.
Yeah, so what we want to do is understand what your requirements are. We have done some different types of implementations around hooking into existing ESBs that are out there. Informatica does not, we do not have our own enterprise service bus, but we are moving our technology, aggressively towards more and more real-time use cases. So yes, we do a lot of point-to-point integration, as you can see on this diagram, but we, of course, because we are Informatica, we have a broad portfolio. We're doing, as you can see some of these graphics at the bottom, we start with some loading and synchronization. We introduce purpose-built cases for replication, for contact validation. We've gone into master data management and process-centric integration for Salesforce. We're looking to bring out the whole platform and portfolio for other platforms, other ecosystems like Microsoft. So you see a continued evolution of our cloud integration service. We do feel like the easiest way for us to get started and help you achieve some value is to do some point-to-point integrations, but we're a very broad platform that does integrate with our overall on-premise system. We do a lot of different flavors of scheduling. We can hook into your existing third-party schedulers. And we can do, for Salesforce, we've implemented some really interesting ways of doing real-time around how Salesforce does messaging. And we're working on delivering some of the similar capabilities for Microsoft technologies. So good questions. I have to follow up with you on additional questions that you may have about what you're looking for around Microsoft integration. One of the things we do have for you all is we understand your priorities around Microsoft, which flavor of CRM, which ERP systems are most important. We do work primarily today integrating a lot of office Salesforce systems with back office Microsoft systems like Great Plains and AX. We're starting to do more and more Microsoft CRM online implementations, but our primary ecosystem, our primary partner has been Salesforce and continues to be Salesforce. So connecting Salesforce to the back office has been really something we spend a lot of time and energy on at Informatica. So with that, we'll wrap up today's presentation. Hopefully this gives you a good introduction to Informatica Cloud. We can address some of the common Microsoft integration scenarios. We look forward to help with you all and with questions. We'll be promoting this as we're putting out to some of the Microsoft ecosystems so that you get more familiar with what Informatica can do. I'd like again to thank Ashwin for the demonstration and thank you all for attending.
Thank you for joining us today. This concludes today's web conference. You may now disconnect.